This city was not washed off the mountain because the Inca solved the problem most people don't see. Not the walls, not the temples, the water. Machu Picchu was built high in the Andes, on steep ground, above deep valleys, in a place where heavy rain can turn a mountainside into a failure point. So how did the city survive every rainy season without the mountain beneath it starting to fail? Because once rainwater gets trapped inside a mountain slope, it stops being just rain. It becomes weight, it becomes pressure, and it can make the ground start to move. That is the hidden danger Machu Picchu had to defeat. When people see Machu Picchu, they usually look at the stonework first. That makes sense. The walls are beautiful, the blocks fit tightly, the city looks like it was placed there with impossible confidence. But that view can mislead you, because the most dangerous part of Machu Picchu is not the stone you can see, it is the slope under it. This was not a flat construction site. The city sits on a narrow mountain saddle between steep drops. Around it are ridges, cliffs, valleys, and constant exposure to weather. That means every storm creates a structural test. On level ground, that is already a problem. On a mountain, it is much worse. And mountain failure does not always look like a movie collapse. It can start quietly. A terrace wall leans, a path sinks. A foundation shifts after every rainy season. On a site like this, small movement is already dangerous. So the Inca were not only choosing a dramatic location, they were accepting a construction problem that could destroy the site from below. Here is where the engineering gets interesting. The Inca did not simply cut a few flat terraces and start building. They changed how the slope handled weight and water. The terraces are easy to underestimate. From a distance, they look like farming steps. But structurally, they cut one steep slope into a series of smaller, controlled platforms. That matters because a continuous slope can fail as one mass. Terraces interrupt that movement. They hold soil in place. And they slow the water before it can gather force. And inside those terraces, the layers mattered. Engineering studies of Machu Picchu describe subsurface drainage layers and terraces, with larger stones and rock chips below, then gravel, then sandier material, then topsoil. That kind of layering lets water pass through instead of building pressure inside the slope. That detail changes everything. If you put wet soil behind a wall, the wall is not just holding soil. It is holding water pressure. That pressure can push outward until the wall bulges or fails. But if water drains through stone and gravel, the wall faces less pressure. The terrace stays lighter, the slope stays drier, and the city above has a better chance of staying where it is. This is the part that makes Machu Picchu different from a simple stone settlement. The Inca did not need to fight water everywhere. They needed water, people needed it, crops needed it, the city needed it. But after a storm, water had to keep moving. If it stayed under a plaza, or built up behind a terrace wall, or soaked into a foundation and had nowhere to escape, then it became a different problem. It was no longer just rain, it was extra weight inside the city, it was pressure behind the walls. And on a mountain slope, that is exactly the kind of thing that can turn a stable place into a slow-motion failure. So Machu Picchu needed drainage at multiple levels. Surface water had to move away from buildings. Roof runoff had to be guided. Plazas needed slopes. Terraces needed internal drainage. Channels had to move water without letting it cut into the slope. And the urban area itself needed a way to keep stormwater from collecting where it could do the most damage. Kenneth Wright's studies of Machu Picchu's drainage engineering describe a central main drain. separating agricultural and urban sectors, surface drainage channels and subsurface drainage inside terraces. Moving water was manageable, trapped water was dangerous. So the Inca did not try to block water completely, they gave it a path. Machu Picchu sits in the Andes, and the Andes are not a quiet landscape. The ground can shift, the slope can settle, earthquakes can shake the walls. And even small movement matters when a city is built on steep terrain. That makes rigid construction risky. If a wall depends on mortar and the ground moves, the joint can crack. Many Inca walls used precisely fitted stones without mortar. That does not mean the walls were loose. The stones locked together through shape, contact, and weight. So when the ground moved slightly, the wall had a better chance of absorbing that movement through the joints, instead of breaking into long cracks like a brittle wall. That is the point people often miss. The famous stone fit was not only about beauty, it helped the building survive in a place where the mountain itself was never completely still. So why wasn't this ancient city washed off the mountain? Because the Inca did not treat the mountain as scenery. They treated it as part of the structure. The terraces slowed the slope, the drains kept water moving, the stone walls could survive small shifts instead of breaking apart. That is why the city still feels impossible. From a distance, it looks like a ruin in the clouds, but underneath that view is something more deliberate, a mountain that was engineered to hold a city.